What is up, everybody? Got another video here for you. We got some graphing to do. We're going to graph some trig functions. I might try to do several of these videos. All right, so let's get started. So we got y equals 2 times the sine of 1/3 x. All right, so let's begin by finding the period. So remember the period, we're going to just graph this over one period. So the period is equal to 2 pi over b. And in this problem here, b is the number in front of x. Okay, so this is going to give us 2 pi over 1/3, which is 2 pi. So it's 2 pi divided by 1/3, which is 2 pi times the reciprocal of 1/3, which that's going to be 6 pi. All right. So now we're going to graph this thing. Let me see if I can't draw that a little straighter. So we're going to draw our graph from 0 to 6 pi. All right. Now, what we have to do is we have to divide this thing up into 4 equal intervals. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to find the midpoint between 0 and 6 pi. All right. So that's going to be, well, we can all see that the midpoint there is 3 pi. All right. And then we want the midpoint between 3 pi and 6 pi. So how do we find the midpoint? Well, we're wanting to find the midpoint between 3 pi and 6 pi. So we add the 2 and then divide by 2. And so that's going to be 9 pi over 2. So this is going to be 9 pi over 2. And then the midpoint between 0 and 3 pi, that's going to be 0 plus 3 pi over 2, which is equal to 3 pi over 2. And so this is going to be 3 pi over 2. All right. And before we draw the graph, I'm going to explain some other things too. So, all right. Now we need the largest value that this function is going to equal and the smallest value. Well, that you look at the amplitude. That's the number in front of sine. So the largest value would be 2 and the smallest would be -2. All right. All right. So now, before we draw the graph, let's come over here to the side and let me show you this. To me, this is the easiest way to graph trig functions. Let's just come over here and look at y equals the sine of x. Okay. And if we draw this, you've got to just know the basic graph of sine x. So the sine x has a period of 2 pi. It repeats every 2 pi. So we're going to go from 0 to 2 pi. We got to get the midpoint here, which is pi. The midpoint here, pi plus 2 pi is 3 pi, and then half that, so that's 3 pi over 2. And then the midpoint here would be pi over 2. And the largest value would be 1. The smallest would be -1. So this is for just a basic sine function, just basic sine x with no 2 in front or 1/3 in front of the x. Okay. Now, the graph of just sine x, what you have to remember is that it starts at 0 here, and then it goes up to its maximum, back to 0, and then to its minimum, and then back to 0. Okay. And then the sine graph is going to look something like this. It goes 0 max, 0 min, 0. Okay. That's the shape of all sine functions. Now, if there's a negative in front, that's going to make it a little bit different. If we have a number like, say, +2 added out here, that's going to be a little bit different. But we'll do some videos on that. But for right now, it's just, here we've got 2 sine 1/3 x. So the shape is going to be just like what we have here. And so when we draw this, let's draw this in red. So it's going to start out at 0. It's going to go up to its max, 0, and then it's going to go to its minimum, and then back to 0. And so when we draw this, see if I can draw it halfway decent. No, that's not too bad. Whoops. I mean, it would keep going, but we are stopping it at 6 pi. We're just graphing it over one period. And that's the graph of it. Okay? So just remember, to me, this is the main thing you have to remember right here. For sine, 0, max, 0, min, 0. Okay? 0, max, 0, min, 0. And the important thing here is you get your period. So you're graphing from 0 to 2 pi here, and then you've got to split it up into 4 equal intervals. And, you know, you've got to label this, 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 and this. That's the important points you have to, and of course, it starts at 0. You've got to label the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on the x-axis. This is our x-axis. This is our y-axis. And then you've got to get the max and min values. And if you do that, I mean, they're all graphed just like this. And we'll do some more videos, like I said, where, you know, we'll change it up, where it's going to shift up or shift right, shift up or down, left or right. Okay, we'll do some of those, but it's really similar to what we're doing here. Okay, all right, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it helped. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see y'all in the next one. Later.